Hey guys, I set my camera to manual focus now, so I'm hoping I'll be in shot. Well, in shot? Of course I'm in shot. In focus. Right, first thing, today was my first day back at university, and I kind of really enjoyed it because it was like I finally get to get stuck into the subjects that I'm taking. Admittedly, my timetable made absolutely no sense. It was saying I had lectures and talks and stuff from stuff I'm not even taking, and then I didn't have a workshop in photography at any point this week. But my friend Stacey is in the exact same position because we've chosen the exact same module, so I'm just going by what she has got on her timetable. That means I'll be able to know where I'm going, even though my timetable still hasn't been sorted, even though I've emailed staff but they haven't done anything about it. When I got in earlier, I was sat, I was having a sandwich while watching ITV, and Jeremy Carter came on, and I really like Jeremy Carter. Well, I did. That's where this is going. A couple of years ago, I never really watched daytime TV, and I never really got that into Jeremy Carter because I just thought it was a bit shit. But when I came to university, I had a lot of free time, like a lot of late morning starts, so I thought, you know what, I'll try out this Jezzer thing, and I really enjoyed it because they had loads of like really crazy topics. But now it's the same thing every single time. It's just like a paternity test or a lie detector test, but it's never about anything interesting. It's always like, oh, if he's my baby's dad, he's got to be involved in my life and stuff. When I was watching it, it was like, oh, my daughter's got 50 million kids that I don't know about and I want to get answers and all. And it was like proper decent stuff. And today was like the first time I'd seen one in the last about 6 months that wasn't like a paternity test kind of thing. It was like a lie detector test about who stole like a necklace or something. And I love it when they have stuff like that because it's almost like you're watching Cluedo live, but it's of someone who's stolen something, not someone who's murdered someone. But me and my friend Florian were sat there and we were just analysing people's like body language to see if we thought they were like lying or anything, and then we got it wrong, which is really annoying because we were like, oh, he's got his arms crossed, that means he did it and stuff, and we were talking about all these like different theories and stuff we read about psychological profiling, but we got it all wrong. So I'm just like, well, that's all bollocks then, isn't it? Also in news recently has been the Apple iPhone 5 is going to be released soon. They say soon because a lot of people that have been working at Apple shops have been told they're not allowed to take leave on the 14th, like most of the weekends in October. But they're having a keynote speech on the 10th of October, but I've heard also, when I've been searching around, people that are talking about it on YouTube, that they're having it on like the 7th, so I'm quite confused of which one it is, but I imagine it'll probably be around that time. And then I reckon that in that keynote speech they're going to announce the iPhone 5, but it's like, I swear they've just released the iPhone 4. Like, that's a good phone. Like, I've seen people that have it, and I'm really jealous when people do have it. Because I've got a 3GS, which I really like, because, my mum and dad had one, and my sister had one, and I was like, I'm happy with my little Samsung Pixon, which looks like this. And I really enjoyed that phone, because that had a really good camera, had like an 8-megapixel camera, and it was fun to text on and stuff. I was like, I'll never get an iPhone, because, like, it'll be an iPhone, so if I break it, I'm going to have to spend £300 million to get it replaced, which is not something I'm really prepared to do. And so eventually, at the start, my contract ran out in August and I was going to start my uni career in September, so I was like, you know what, fine, I'll look to see if I'm eligible for an upgrade. I went in and they were like, oh yeah, you can get an iPhone 3, or we can upgrade to a 3GS, and I was like, okay. But it would have cost me about £150 to upgrade to an iPhone 4 because it was out at the time, but I was like, if it's an iPhone 4 I'm just going to scratch it, and the screen's not that much better, and the camera, do I really need a camera that does 720p? I mean, I have my SLR and my little flip. Oh, flip! I just turned it on, like, while holding it, while flipping it. Well, so I didn't really want to get an iPhone 4, but now I really would like one because they look really good, and like I imagine they'd be pretty good for vlogging on the move. Like, admittedly, I take my Ultra with me all the time because, like, you never know when you might need to vlog something. But I really like the look of the iPhone 4, and I remember it being quite sleek, and the software upgrades are more compatible with an iPhone 4 rather than the 3GS, because they seem to think that because the iPhone 4 is the most recent one, that is the one they're going to focus on entirely when they're doing software upgrades on phones. Like, they did a recent iOS upgrade and it didn't really do much to the iPhone 3GS, but it added a whole load of more features to the iPhone 4, and there's another one coming out soon with so many features in that I think would be really good if they made sure it went onto 3GS as well as an iPhone 4. And I'm really hoping they don't change the design much with the iPhone 5, because I really like the design of the iPhone 4. Admittedly, it doesn't feel as ergonomic, like, because the iPhone 3GS has a very curved back, whereas an iPhone 3GS has very harsh edges. But I reckon they're just going to make it thinner. I reckon it's going to be about halfway between an iPhone 3GS and an iPod Touch, like that level of thin. But I reckon once it gets around that thin, I hate iPod Touches, because I reckon you can literally go and just snap it in half because it's so thin. You wouldn't want a phone like that. You want a phone that's robust because you'll be taking it more places than I reckon you'll be taking your MP3 player, because most people's phones these days are either iPhones or Blackberries, and so they will be listening to music on an iPhone. So you don't need an iPod, so you're taking this phone everywhere, so you need it to be more robust and strong. So if you have a really thin one, you drop it on the floor, it's done. It's like, and if it gets wet, I reckon it's going to slightly break as well anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to be ranting about today. So yeah, I had a pretty good day at uni today. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow, because I'm going to do single camera workshops, because I'm doing practical filmmaking and photography. And I'm looking forward to doing some photography this year, because our first assignment is just studio photography, which I'm really looking forward to, because I reckon if I ever do get involved in photography, I'll probably be doing events or studio portraiture, because I really like doing portraits of like people in studios and stuff, and like assembling the lighting, and I'm going to learn more about that, because I learned a lot about how to set up like interview lighting when you have key light, spotlight and fill light, but now I'm going to learn more about like lighting and stuff, because they gave us a bit of a taster last year, but then they were just like, just do this, and they just sort of spoon fed us all we needed to know, but didn't really teach us much, so we couldn't really do it ourselves. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing my studio photography, and I'll probably post some videos about my photography and stuff. And yeah, apparently we're supposed to be doing 3 10-minute films in our first semester, so my goal from my 7 things to do in the next year will be 3/4 complete on 1 point within the next 3 months. So that's good. So yeah, thanks very much. That was my knee making a really loud crack.